How's it going, guys? So today we're going to go over the 5th video. We're in the 5th one now. We're going to go over this video and talk a little bit about this one. Again, I have no idea. I know more about it, obviously, because it's hard to like dodge it and not know what's going on just due to the way the internet actually works. But I've done my best to kind of stay away from her videos, not watch her videos. Even if they come up in my feed, I just kind of like skip past them, not watch them real quick because I want to keep it as authentic as possible. We are going to go through and watch this one now and see what she has to say about this, see what this one's even about, and yeah, take it from here.
Or not, her Instagram is showing that it's her editing style or not, okay? Oh, this photo over here was my eyes sunken in and I look like I have a black eye. Please explain to me how a photographer thought that looks good. Once I got the raw image, I turned it into this, okay, myself. I even had to go into Photoshop, and I'm not a photographer, and I'm not good at Photoshop either. I learned how to use Photoshop, and I made my eyes, I circled my eyes, and I made my eyes brighter. It's the simple things like that. There's only maybe 10 pictures of solo bride me, and she couldn't make sure that that my eyes didn't look like I got punched in like a black eye. You know what I mean? So there is something to do with editing style and versus the Instagram. However, there's also something about delivering photos.
So what she's saying basically is that she doesn't like the way her eyes look. I can see they're a little bit dark. I mean, that's the editing style. You can still see her eyes. You can still, if you look really closely, you can still see the white of her eyes, which is kind of what we go for if we're not looking for catch lights in eyes and stuff like that. So basically, if we're not looking for catch lights, we just want to see the white in the eye, life in the eye. Catch light adds a little bit more in the eye. She's not using flash though. It makes sense that you wouldn't be able to see her eye as well. So these are natural photos, but not a natural light edit. So no, which means no flash. When I say natural, it means natural light, not artificial light. That's what I'm referring to anyway. So these ones specifically, yeah, I mean, again, it's still in her style. It's still the way she's editing. The color palette's still there. The one to the right, the one that the bride edited, the color's not the same at all. I mean, I don't know how the bride edited these. She said she went into Photoshop and learned how to brighten up her eyes and stuff like that. If she's using Photoshop in each one of them, she's doing it wrong. She could have more easily have done it in Lightroom, which is probably what a majority of photographers use now. As far as Photoshop goes, it's much more heavily edited photos that we're actually dealing with. She could have done this easily in Photoshop or Lightroom, and she could have done all 10 of them pretty easily. But what she's saying is there's only 10 of them that she wanted her to do these on, of solo bride. That's what she just said, solo bride images. So my guess is she has these 10 images of just her by herself that she's worried about. I don't know why, what else she's poking at with this as far as like the comment says up there, like saying it is the photographer style. This is another commenter. Yeah, it's the photographer style for sure. But the initial one, or the one that she edited, that's not who she hired. I mean, and we're still on that. I hate being repetitive about it, but that's really where this bride messed up at, is she wanted this photographer to go in and do something that is not something the photographer typically does. She does not go in and make a completely different edit that looks completely different in a completely different way and deliver it, because if she were to do that, the photographer, she could still be caught up in this, because then unknowingly she'd be like, well, why doesn't these photos look like the rest of them, right? Then the photographer, if she did that with these ones, would be like, well, they don't match your gallery. Yeah, they wouldn't match. They wouldn't match at all. It would be completely wrong. It's for the photographer and for this bride, it's a lose-lose, right? There's no way of appeasing the bride in this scenario, because she can't be appeased. Basically, there's no making her happy, because yeah, ultimately, like, she went through and fixed, the photographer went through and fixed this bride is just not going to be made happy from this.
Photos to your customer that make sure that specific person looks good. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't look like she has a black.
Okay, if the photographer, we'll just play devil's advocate here. I hate that saying, but I have nothing else to come up with it. So we'll just play a scenario. If the photographer were to do this for a client, each individual client, then we'd be doing something different for every individual client. Then there's no consistency. Then these images, if she were to edit like this, the photographer wouldn't use these on her site, because it's not her style. So it's not her work. So what would she show on her site? There would be a hodgepodge of everything. Clients falling through, like this bride, would come into her website and be like, what is this photo What does this person shoot like? Well, what images am I going to get at the end of the day? Because it'd be a mix of everything. No, the photographer is doing it right. She has a consistent style. This bride just didn't get the photographer that she thought she was going to get because she didn't do her research.
And look, at the end of the day, I made a mistake. I regret working with her.
Yeah, she
made a mistake. Warning people to not work with her because of the experience.
No. See, not to not work with. See, she just tore the photographer down. This is not the photographer's fault. She said she made a mistake, and then says, well, not to work with this photographer. No, if you made the mistake, you own the mistake. The photographer's not at fault here, right? This is what happens. She didn't do her due diligence. She made the mistake. The photographer did what she promised to do. She probably has it all laid out in the contract, what she promised to do. This bride just didn't seem to understand what it is that she was paying for. She has no idea.
That she gave me afterwards. That's not to discredit the fact that she took beautiful photos, but the post-edit work, not my thing, and it just, she's bad business practice on her end with the way that she treated me afterwards.
Now, she hasn't said anything about how she's treated her up until this point. I have not seen anything, again, this is only the 5th video in, but I have not seen anything that she's displayed that the photographer has done wrong or in bad practice that would just be, give you that ick feeling. She's not showed anything like this. This is all her opinion, how she feels. Her feelings are valid, sure. I mean, she's not happy. That sucks. It sucks that she's not happy with her wedding photos. But she hired the photographer to do these specific photos to look this way. That's what she wanted initially. If you go back to the first video that I posted, even she says she was happy with the photos for a good solid month before she said anything to the photographer. Why is that? Why is she happy for an entire month and then all of a sudden, at the drop of a hat, she's not happy anymore? What caused this unhappiness all of a sudden? I'm going to guess that someone pointed out something in a negative way. Someone pointed out something negative to her. And whenever someone points out something negative, that's all you hold that in your mind. You hold the negativity, and she's like, all the positive stuff has gone out the window at this point. Like that, and that's what this bride is focused on. Then she made the content. That was, okay, well, this is negative. I don't like this now. She said in her first video, I don't like this now. It's been a month, whatever the case may be. I don't like this. And now she got all these followers and views, which reaffirmed her negativity, which now she's carrying on and like, oh, now everybody else agrees with me. It's all negative. This is horrible. This is not good. Watch out for this photographer. Nope, that wasn't it at all. The fact of the matter is she's now not happy with them, and now she wants something different.
But that's something I have to live with on my special wedding day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I have to live with that I hired the wrong photographer at the end of the day. Plus, I did give her a whole Pinterest board. If she said, that doesn't look like my editing style, and I gave her the Pinterest board before I signed the contract, if she would have said, that's not really the style that I like, that I edit or whatever, she could have also very well said that, but no, she was money hungry and just wanted the money for the wedding. Yeah,
see, I don't believe that either. So she gave her a Pinterest board. What's a Pinterest board for? I guarantee the Pinterest board that this bride gave this photographer, it was of an array of photos. Just off the top here, we know that this bride doesn't know how to coordinate styles because they look different. We know that. We've seen all this. She said she's made the accusations. Everything is wrong in her eyes. I guarantee the Pinterest boards have no color consistency or style consistency across the photos that she has in the Pinterest board that she's stating here. So my bet would be that the photographer seen the Pinterest board that the bride shared with her. Cool. This gives me an idea on how you would like to look, feel, where you would like to be posed at. Photographer-wise, that's what we take. We take that into account. If you hand us a Pinterest board, a lot of us kind of will use some of it and kind of not, because obviously we have our own style. We don't want to work off from a Pinterest board that another photographer has created because we're not that photographer. We don't shoot in that way. We don't edit in that way. We're not in those locations. The wedding doesn't look that way because some Pinterest boards are made of stylized shoots. All these little bitty intricate things are on Pinterest boards. So we don't use that stuff. We use what we know and what we've learned, what we like, how we shoot, display that style to the world, that the world likes it and it connects with them. That's who we work for. And if she landed on this photographer's page with this style and this aesthetic, she liked it, she edited it in that way, that's why, because that's what she's done. She's created this, the photographer's created this style and the way she edits and everything. She's created a business out of this. And people like it because this is the only person that's complaining about it is this bride here that I've seen. Now she's just not happy with it, and because of a Pinterest board, because she's money hungry. No, she runs a business. I'm sorry, she has to feed whoever she feeds. She has to put a roof over her head. Is she money hungry? Only as much as the rest of the world is, I guess. I mean, because she has to make a living. But anyway, that's it, guys. If you like the video, make sure to like it, follow, subscribe, do all the things. We'll see you guys in the next video.